It is the All Things Nerd podcast brought to you by Malice Corp, malice-corp.com. This is the season finale for season 2. Thank you guys for coming and joining us. We have no subjects except one very, very dire, sad one to talk about on what they meant to us, and that's the fantastic Stanley, what his characters meant and him as a person and everything for us, and how it's kind of affected our growth as nerds and geeks. Along with that, it's a party time, so we're going to talk about what you guys can do while we're not here for the next month and a half on some of the other great podcasts that we have in this network of podcasts, with the Big Papa Matt being here since he's the maestro of many of those, along with a little bit of Would You Rather. I'll throw in a question here and there to people and see what everybody here on this cast has to say. So go ahead and sit back, enjoy the show, jump in the chat room, talk with us, and yeah. Hello to all the geek enthusiasts and nerd aficionados. Mess 5150 here with MaliceCast Live, the All Things Nerd podcast. It is season 2 finale. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here. Thank you to all these people below me that are here as well. This is a huge cast, so we wanted to plot all the stops and go big for the last cast of this year. So let me get through this and see if I can name everybody that's here on the cast and ask them how they're doing. You have me, Mess5150, the host for the show. Also joining me on the cast, I'm going to go with the people that are the most important, the best first. And that is the female of our cast. So we have, she looks like she's going to read us a bedtime story. Mrs. Marley, how are you doing?
I'm pretty good. I am totally relaxing for the weekend. No plans except Netflix.
I'm like, she's going to tuck us in. She's going to read us a good night story.
that bedroom looks delightful.
Well, if you want, we can turn this into the story hour. I'll get a book.
Kick the cat off the bed.
We'll all go get our pillows and lay down and listen. It's nap time.
Yeah, no, you don't kick the cat off the bed though. That's how you end up murdered in the middle of the night.
We also have our nerdette of the show, Super Hoovian Freak. How are you?
Oh, not bad. I mean, let's face it, this week was lousy overall, but we're here and we're alive, so it's a good reason to celebrate.
Nice. Nerdette. How's Nerdette? Should I get something different?
Yeah, I like Nerdette. It's better.
I think they're already taken by somebody.
So there we go. We just figured out we're the Smurfs and she's Smurfette. There you go.
We've already got a Papa.
Jack already questions it. Jack Malice, our producer of the show, is putting Nerdette. Really? So maybe I still got to keep working on the new intro. We'll figure that out as the month and a half goes that we're not here. Make sure to tweet me with Super Who new intro or whatever you want, and we'll try and see if we can find something besides female persuasion. So also the bearded extraordinaire, the Big Papa Matt, has joined us on the cast. He's here. How goes it, sir?
It goes well. Live and in action from Southern California, ready to go. My new setup is all ready. Excited to be here. Excited to be with all of you. Having a fond farewell before the holidays with everybody. So ready to go, man. Excited.
What we're getting in the chat room is everybody giving us what type of Smurf we would be if we were from the cast.
Well,
so
I already got Papa locked up, so you're welcome.
Yeah, he said Super Who says
Mama Smurf, as I'm sitting here folding socks.
Yeah, you're Mama Smurf. They said, I guess I don't understand. Masonic Vader is Brainy Smurf. I don't get the Brainy.
Yeah.
I think,
right, buddy.
I think he's more Giant Bane Smurf.
And speaking of which, Masonic Vader joins us on the cast. How are you, sir?
I'm well, sir. Very well. Looking forward to doing the season finale tonight. Getting ready for carrying the mantle with the other cast for the rest of the time since everyone else is on vacation.
Yeah, you don't get a vacation. I don't think your cast ever gets a vacation because there's always wrestling going on year round, isn't there?
That is correct, sir. It's all the show must go on.
As long as the boots and the rest of the costume goes on when it comes to wrestlers. So
yeah.
The boots are 70% of the costume, to be fair.
Oil is the other 20. No.
Yep. Brainy smirts, 70 and 20. That's the whole thing.
Hey, well, okay. So did I have to sit there and say that the thong is 10? Come on.
And welcome Sir Talmor into our chat room as well. Thanks for joining, sir. You also heard him. Icy Zorro's on our cast. How goes it?
Fantastic, man. Looking forward to taking a little break, and I'm also really looking forward to the last couple episodes of Walking Dead this season.
Yeah, you don't get to take a break just yet. We have a little bit more to have happen. We have one of our compatriots from Nerd Mosh Pit, one of Big Papa Matt's other podcasts to check out. Nick is with us on the cast. Hello.
How's it going, y'all? Happy to be here. Tired. I'm alive.
It's alive.
Weather's been crazy over here. It was 30 earlier this week, and then it went all the way up to 70. So
How much of your area is on fire?
No, we're not on fire. No,
There's nothing on fire. We're just sitting there freezing our nuts off.
All I could say is that people gripe about the weather here more than people probably gripe about fires in Northern and Southern California.
Yeah, and Nick, you have been designated as Texas Smurf. And lastly, our editor-in-chief, when we actually write articles and put them up on malice-corp.com, the website that brings you all of this, you can see it written down below. So if you want to head over to the website, there's all types of stuff to check out over there, old articles and new podcast episodes. Our editor-in-chief, Nudie Rudy, is here on the cast, and that is a pineapple on his shirt. And how are you, sir?
Hey there, everybody. Me and my pineapple are happy to be here. Yes, indeed. Glad to join y'all and chat nerd stuff.
Yay.
When did we go country? All of a sudden, everyone's talking country.
I mean, we can do a whole podcast like this if you want.
I do realize that the Country Music Awards were happening last week and everything, and I know I didn't get my invitation. What the hey?
Your country accent is Confederate General, dude.
I think I'm the only one here that should have any kind of an accent.
True.
Because I'm the only one that's a Texas native.
I want to hear Nick talk with no accent, just Californian, just lack of accent.
Wait, do I have an accent?
Yeah.
I've always been told that here in Dallas, I'm told that like I don't have an accent because my mom's from Oregon and my dad's from New York. I don't know.
You don't have an accent, Nick. That's the only reason why I keep you on so many shows.
So that's kind of like the equivalent of yellow and blue make green, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, you don't really have an accent. So, but yeah, so that is why we don't have 8-9 people on a cast, because I've never taken so long to introduce everybody on the cast. But we like to always start out with the show with what people have been geeking out on. What they've been doing, what they plan to do for the. I mean, does anybody have anything that they've been binging, anything that they've been geeking out on, any recommendations of something that we need to go check out for the next month and a half while we're not doing the All Things Nerd podcast?
Surprisingly, Fallout 76 is not garbage yet.
What a glowing review.
It's well, you know, everyone was nervous about Fallout 76. I was talking to Mess about possibly doing some streaming of it on Monday night, but so far, you know, I'm not getting killed by random people, and it's about the same gameplay, just in a new area.
I'm feeling pretty similar about
optimistic.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which I've been playing pretty much nonstop for the last week or so. It's basically the same game as the last one, but bigger.
Nice.
Bearded Deseret also joined us in the chat room. Says, "Don't hate on country, Masonic Vader," which is one of his compatriots in crime.
Down country.
Oh, I thought he was calling me Country Masonic Vader, and he didn't want me to hate on it. Okay, all right. I'll take it either way. Whatever.
The importance of commas, folks.
Yes.
Sir Talmor, oh man, he bought Fallout 76 and then found out his computer can't handle it.
Oh.
Aww.
Did you not
That's
have enough room for all the 3 1/4 inch floppy disks?
I think someone needs to remove some other stuff off that.
Yeah.
Someone's still on dial-up as well.
Well, I have to say, Big Papa Matt can attribute to this. I had the same situation with my laptop where I got Diablo 3 and my laptop wouldn't handle it. And so me and Big Papa Matt went to go play Diablo 3 and I worked it. I went into the code and changed it so at least it would run, but it wouldn't run at the proper speed. So his character was like running circles around my character going, come on, hurry up, get over here. And I'm just like, he said my character was moving like 1 pixel at a time.
I was playing Diablo 3 in stop motion. So there was that.
Sounds like he was playing Pitfall Edition, Atari 2600.
It was rough.
Well, the funny thing,
Never playing games with him ever again.
because I thought it was moving in normal speed for me, just the factor that he was killing everything super quick. So by the time I was getting there, I was just collecting stuff. But to him, he was just seeing it the other way around, where it was just me like frozen on screen, and then I'd move one leg, and then I'd move another leg.
And then all of a sudden, you would have collected everything on the screen.
Would have been great if then all of a sudden he goes, Leroy Jenkins.
What up, Max Turbo Comics?
Woo woo.
Welcome to the chat room, Max. What have you been? You have anything you've been geeking out on binging, Big Papa Matt?
All kinds of amazing things. I think you guys have already talked about Castlevania, stuff like that over the last few weeks. But right now, I'm just sitting back waiting for December 7th, man. New Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. So I'm just biding my time till then.
Did to attribute a little bit, like I said, we have other podcasts that go on when we're not here. We have the Nerd Mosh Pit with Nick and Matt and Kenny, who's not here on the cast. But it's a great cast of them just talking about what they're kind of geeking out on and just different geeky, nerdy things. I know there was something mentioned on the podcast about Mario Party, that if somebody got it, then the others would get it. Did that happen?
No, man. These guys bailed out on me so fast with Mario Party.
I never said I was going to bail out.
I'm the only true Nintendo fanboy on that show. I've just come to realize they all just talk a big game.
Yeah, that would have been
Hey.
really fun.
I have a Switch.
I play Mario Party with you.
Are we talking Nintendo Switch, or you're out in Texas? You may have a different type of Switch.
We're all getting Switch.
I'm just a
all on the
baller
above.
on budget, though.
Hey.
So, you know.
Hey,
That's
Big
what's up.
Papa,
That's what's
I
up.
do have a Robbie the Robot in the garage.
Hey, man. Anytime you want to actually get the Nintendo, anytime you want to play some Mario Party online, you let me know.
You need to get
I'm there.
Do you have your
You need to get a power
too,
glove.
Ken? Yeah.
It's so choice.
It's
Nice.
so bad.
If any of your hands were able to fit into that Power Glove still, I'd be blown away. So
And I think the reason that Kenny's not here is
Too many jokes.
I haven't seen SYL Belfort pop into the chat room, so I don't think he's going to pop in.
he's living the good life right now, man. Don't worry about our boy Kenny
So speaking of
living that barefoot life.
It's good.
speaking of Nerd Mosh Pit, do you guys have any new episodes coming soon?
Yeah, so now that I'm finally out of the Bay Area, I've finally moved in, I've settled. We'll be seeing episodes from Nerd Mosh Pit, Quest for 100 with our boy Beacon. Him and I have already been chatting about a few things, and you'll absolutely be seeing some Comics for All coming very shortly as well. Now that I'm back and settled and able to be the maestro, as you said, and conduct the orchestra of fantastic people on all those shows.
Woohoo!
Woo!
Okay. Well, let's do this. Let's before we go into talking about Stan Lee, I'm going to pull out a little bit of Would You Rather. Let's have some fun with this.
Whip it out.
So,
Yes, do it.
so we're going to go a little bit lighthearted with it first before we get too bad with it, and you guys can tell me your thoughts on each one. Would you rather have to spend a month with no explanation wearing a cape everywhere you go, or wearing an eye patch and carrying a walking stick?
I already do the first one. What is that a bad thing?
Walk around.
I mean, as long as you're not standing near an airplane, I see no problem wearing a cape wherever you go.
Why would you be standing there?
It's for a month.
Capes are bad.
Is it for a month?
I would wear a cape it would be my own personal little blanket, and I could take it everywhere and take naps. Y'all would be jealous.
She's demonstrating right now.
Seriously.
You know what? I actually think I'd go with the eye patch and the cane, but I'd always wear a shirt that says "You should see the other guy."
I don't know. I'm gonna need my depth perception at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Indiana
Well, you
Jones
do
says
know
eye
that-
patch is where it's at.
Now, wasn't
Gotta
there the thing about
Pay
pirates?
attention to, you can't wear capes, man. Edna let us all know in Incredibles
Yeah.
that
I
they're
know.
overrated,
Okay.
man.
I'd wear a cape and walk around with a horrible Transylvanian accent the whole time.
And you would probably be Nudie
Just
Rudy.
constantly be doing this.
Yeah, just the cape.
I would
nothing
have to.
That's the
I would
cane.
have to do eye patch. I would
Oh,
have to do
God.
eye patch and cane because the canes are just awesome, and I could also tell a different story of how I came to be with an eye patch and a cane to every person I meet. Different story.
Short
Is the
story.
cape-
It's a bad bet, and I either had to do this or wear a cape all the time.
Is
Well,
is it one of
with no
those canes with
explanation,
swords?
Oh yeah, sword cane would have to be the way to go.
I think it's a pimp
Yeah.
cane and have a pimp cup.
That's
in
what
there.
I would want. Is a
No,
pimp
I
cane.
would actually go with the platforms with the little aquarium goldfish in them. There you go, buddy.
I would go
Our
with
producer just wants it all. He wants to wear a cape and an eye patch with the cane.
you gotta get Biff's cane from Back to the Future too, but it's also a sword cane.
Gandalf's cane.
That's
Or actually, that's not a cane.
Is that really a cane?
But I would totally do that. It's not, but still, I would want that.
Yeah.
I'd walk around with it.
You'd walk around at full staff the whole time.
Yep.
Ollie, I know that.
Absolutely.
You know, if you walk around with Gandalf's staff, you have to just walk in front of people and be like, "You shall not."
You shall
pass."
not
I'll not pass.
every time.
You'd have to do it all the time. Okay, so now that we got the little bit of happiness out of the way, a unfortunate event happened this last Monday, and that was the passing of a legend in pop culture, in comic books. Stan Lee passed away at the age of 95 years old. Kind of wanted to get people's thoughts. I mean, one, who is your favorite Stan Lee character that he created with whether it was with Jack Kirby or somebody else, and what kind of the passing meant to you, or if there's a story, like a great epic story from the past in terms of the comic books that people need to check out. Any recommendations? Whoever wants to go first.
Well, I mean, I could tell you this: you could just scrap the pop culture and stuff and just say legend, because that's what it came down to. That you could think of him as just starting off with the comic books and doing what he did, but ultimately he surpassed that well a long time ago, and it just it magnified when Marvel was able to get the movies going. So, yeah, he's just straight legend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He had 222 movie writing credits and 121 acting credits. The guy was, he made
Was
himself.
that all his cameos?
What was that?
Was 121 cameos or did
That's what I'm thinking. Like the fact is, the guy made himself a part of this massive universe that he created for the rest of us. He referred to himself as the Generalissimo, and all of his fans were always saying Excelsior. Like, the guy was just, he was larger than life. He created a character of himself to be a part of the massive world that he created for everybody else. Gotta love that. Made it till 95, and I think he's still, there's 3 more Marvel movies coming out where he's gonna have cameos.
Uh-huh.
and
Yep.
Beacon in the chat room, he taught taking it to school, man. I taught a lesson on Stan Lee this week, so that's kind of cool.
Nice.
It still continues even now. So, did you guys have a favorite Stan Lee character?
Fantastic Four.
Spider-Man.
X-Men.
What did you say, Marley?
Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four.
I was a
right?
I was a big fan of Spider-Man, especially when the cartoons came out in the early '80s and stuff. That was
always my favorite.
yeah, that was some of the best when they had Firestar and Iceman and everything. But kind of talking about how he was and everything. I saw Ready Player One not too long ago, and I'm now reading the book. You could almost put him as a comparison to the creator of James Halliday, the creator of Oasis. I mean, that's literally what he has done to the genre as far as comic books and pulp culture and everything like that. He's pretty much the same level.
Yeah, the man definitely wrote the book on a lot of our pulp culture. I mean,
that pun intended.
Oh, pun absolutely intended.
Yeah,
but
definitely laid the foundation for everything that was built up from there.
Oh
yeah. I gotta go with Iron Man as my favorite Stan Lee character because the guy doesn't have any powers. He's just really smart. He's kind of a jerk, and through his own force of will, becomes a superhero. Like,
yeah,
amazing.
Literally own for. I mean, the power. I mean, his superpower is his mind, I guess, and he can create anything. Mine probably is Rogue and Daredevil toss up.
Okay.
Between the two.
Some of the things in the chat room, Sir Talmor said it's either X-Men or the Hulk. Turbo Comics Max says Silver Surfer. Jack has a great comment. In all seriousness, Stan gave us all heroes to look up to in a world where it can be hard to find real heroes. I love that comment in there. Beacon says Spider-Man. Polyfuse says he created pop culture, which is very true. Yeah, so... And Polyfuse says my favorite is the Hulk after that. But what about you, Big Papa Matt? Any favorite characters or anything that his stories or his characters meant to you?
It's Spider-Man all day. Spider-Man's where it's at for me. But it's one of those things, we're all kind of sitting here, we're sad to see him go. I don't, I'm not going to be harsh on the thing or anything like that, but Stan was a guy that you need to be remembering all the great things and think about these characters in amazing ways. And, I've seen a lot of people out there that have, posting all these photos and things like that. And I kind of hate it, honestly. I've never seen Stan Lee have a moment at a convention, in an appearance, in a movie where he was making someone sad. He lit people up. He lit up their days. And if anything's to be said, what I think more than anything for him and what should be said for him is how great of a light he was in a world that was hard to find it. And, everybody here in the chat room is saying amazing things about the amazing characters he wrote and, created. Stan had a whole life, man. He had a life filled with people who hated him, people who loved him. And more than anything, though, he wanted to just let everybody know how much he enjoyed the life that he lived. And if anything, follow in those footsteps, man, and enjoy what you're doing and enjoy the hell out of it.
Absolutely, 100%. I can.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, we're gonna say super.
Oh, I was gonna say, going back to that point, and also the characters he created. He never once was eclipsed by the characters he created. You know what I mean? Hugh Jackman was telling a story on Colbert the other night about how he was coming out to Comic-Con and he's playing Wolverine and he's excited to go out there and see his fans, and he sees all these people, all these photographers, and he steps out there and not a single person is looking at him. Everyone's looking at Stan Lee. Hundreds of paparazzi, but they're all looking at Stan. They're not looking at the character he created. They're not looking at Hugh Jackman. Nobody ever forgot, who the real genius was. With all these superheroes that he created, all the amazing people that have cast and played him, he was still the number one,
So I can say, and this is the thing with comics, they're still there. You can still, just like books and stuff like that, you can go. Both the Big Papa Matt and Marley are on part of one of our great podcasts that we have is All for Comics, and with Max and Igor and don't hate me, is Lulz Panda. What's her name?
Yes, you can call her Lulz. Absolutely.
I can't remember her name on the
Allie.
Talking about comic book stuff, talking about the conversations that you have in comic shops, and it is a fantastic podcast. It's a great podcast. They've actually had a great guest on there too. So, but if you're looking for some of these stories, reach out to Turbo Comics. You can find them on Twitter. You can find them on Facebook. Let him know what you're looking for. Of course, I don't know if he's going to be able to get the like old stories, first editions type of stuff.
Well, and so you bring up the cast, West, and we're here talking about our shows, things like that. One of the things that that we really strive for on Comics for All is giving light to creators, giving light to amazing comic books and to amazing artists and writers. And one of the cool things that Stan Lee did, that's what he was about. That's what the things that he was able to transcend, like Vader talked about earlier. It doesn't matter who you were. I was talking to a lady at my storage unit the other day as I'm doing this move, and she knew about Stan Lee, but had no idea of anything he did except cameos in Marvel films, and how much she loved those. Right, and that's something that
like, man, that studio must love that old guy. They put him in everything.
It's just one of those things, right? Like, there's no one else in the comic book industry that has been able to do that with such a fantastic medium that comic books are. And that's what we try to do on our show, is give some light to those amazing, amazing people, those amazing production companies, those amazing books that just don't get the shine that, your Batmans, your Supermans, your Iron Mans, Hulks, things like that get. Marley always goes on her rants for Fantastic Four, but it's just one of those things. Stan is a guy who
the finals to the college basketball, huh?
Absolutely. That's where he belongs always.
Final Fantasy Fantastic Four crossover.
Oh man, can you imagine Stretch up playing basketball?
It's a big piece, and I think it's pretty amazing, and that's something that he was able to do it better than anybody did, and maybe one day we'll be able to get there with him. So we'll see.
So what I've been doing is it's kind of cool to go back and look at the way they were written and stuff like that. But I have Marvel Unlimited, which is their online service, and it has a lot of those early stories with Namor and the Hulk and Spider-Man and everything from the 50s and 60s. So I've been reading all those. I'm up to 1966 right now, and there's a lot of just seeing how great of a character writer he was for me. Like it's hard to put the words right, but the emotion that you saw come across from his words was fantastic. And like you said, he made everybody laugh. He made everybody happy. It was always a happy moment. Every single comic always has, whenever it has a little editor note or something like that, and it's signed off with like historical Stan or something, it's always like a little jab, a little joke, and it's awesome to read and see. So that's one of the things I love.
I like those are the things he did, right? Those are the things that he started, that he created. He went to comic books as a cartoonist, but he wanted to be a novelist, right? He was one of the few people who was enlisted in the military as a novelist, as a writer, and he brought stories to comic books. He brought continuity to comic books like that. So I'll let you go. I see, didn't mean to cut you off there, but you see those things, and that's where Stan was huge in that. That he brought story to comics.
I love the fact that if you've ever seen any video of him talking about the invention of any of his famous characters, he describes the situation that he was in and what he was going through in his life at the time, because a lot of the characters that he created were based on situations from his life, strengths or weaknesses that he saw. Like Beacon says in the chat, he loves the fact that Stan's characters had amazing deep flaws as well. But I think my favorite part about just all those characters is that Stan put himself in those characters. They were him. So it doesn't really matter who your favorite Stan Lee character was. What you're saying is, I loved Stan Lee.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate passing, but some great. I mean, this is part of the reason that you guys need to check out All for Comics if you haven't listened to it. Like I said, Max from Turbo Comics is in there, and he's on the cast. And he put a great comment in here. The thing about Stan Lee is, oh, good Lord, is that he unabashedly provided us a conduit into talking about issues that society wasn't talking as much about at the time. Whether Stan was introducing us to people who are outcasts in the society that loathed them with the X-Men, teaching us how to come of age with Spider-Man, or introducing characters like Black Panther, and then having him take down the flagship Marvel group Fantastic Four in his earliest appearances. Stan was the head of the game morally and ethically. So one comments like that, it's great. This is why you guys need to go check out Comics for All. Go listen to Comics for All. They have a great conversation. It's great stuff over there. I don't want to just like shamelessly plug it, but really, you should check it out. But he does make the other point that you can't forget about all the greats when it comes to comics. It's just unfortunate that Stan Lee is the one that just most recently happened, but there are so many great, amazing creators that are part of the past that you still need to dive into and still need to check out the works that they had. Like he says here, Kirby and Ditko, and even as recent as good Lord, my brain is blanking on stuff, but I mean any of those creators of the past that we've lost, definitely check out their work. They did amazing stuff, and it was for the enjoyment of us. It was to give us something to see and to absorb and to learn off of. So that sound bad?
No, it just goes. I think the reason why everyone is so the way they are with Stan Lee is just because of what you said. He outlived everybody. He was not only able to create his characters and create the world that he did, but he got to see it grow to where it is now. To where, you know, when I was a kid in the 80s and stuff, and I'm trying to watch a movie of a superhero, the best I had was Superman. You know, and I didn't see anything else until after that, because Captain America and everything else was like garbage movies back then, right? Now,
1989 Fantastic Four movie. No, thank you.
Man, yeah. So you saw him survive all this stuff to a point where now Marvel can't do wrong in the cinematic universe, and is being able to create a whole new, I don't want to say genre, just hope though, because up until Iron Man, pretty much. Your characters are Superman and Batman. Batman is a realistic character that anyone can relate to because he's just a normal guy with just a lot of money and the ability to do something with it. And that was the one that really transcended, I guess, on the DC level, movies wise. Iron Man comes around, everything else comes around, and you look at every single character they have. They're all believable characters. Like, oh my gosh, I could be Spider-Man, I could be Iron Man if the situation was right. And that's what was awesome about Stan Lee.
Jack Mouth says, sorry, 1984 Captain America still better than Superman versus Batman. Yeah, I said it.
Hard agree.
I mean, way to take a stance on that one, Jack. Oh man, really putting yourself out there, buddy.
You know, it's the last cast of this season, and it is our season finale. So I'm going to put it out there, and I think Jack would even say that any Nicolas Cage movie was definitely better than Superman versus Batman. He'd appreciate Nicolas Cage more. So,
man, we had like a
clean sweep on the year. No, Nicolas Cage.
We had like a 3 or 4 week streak with no Nick Cage. It was fantastic.
He was in the chat room every week.
I must not have been on the cast.
It's like the last 3 casts. There was no Cage. It was great.
I'm re-listening to him.
There was totally a Cage one just last week at the last minute. Remember?
Yeah.
Oh,
At the buzzer.
Okay.
the Cage has been embedded into the show. It is a part of the show. It is all things Cage. The big problem that started something and we never let it go.
If you're out there listening, we need to get on here. Come on now, let's go.
What do you mean if he's listening? He's a huge fan of the show. He's number 16 on our stream list.
He doesn't have anything better to do. He's already done his 37th movie of the year. So now he's listening to this.
He loves the show. Big fan. Tweets at us all the time.
You guys made fun of him and he just left. Now we're down to 15 viewers.
Scared him away. The bees. Jack's over here talking about bees and it scared him off, man.
You are at least fans at least of one of his movies that he's put out, like Raising Arizona, Con Air, or The Rock. You got to be a fan at least of one.
Oh yeah,
honestly, his last 2 flicks have been phenomenal. Mandy and Mom and Dad have been absolutely fantastic.
Mom and Dad is pretty good.
I haven't even heard of either one of those.
Mandy was stellar, and so was Mom and Dad.
Their new film.
Check it out.
See, because the Big Papa Matt goes and watches movies because he's trying to watch 100 movies. And
I got 26 more to go, man. I got 24, 25 more.
Are you gonna do it?
My name's
Big
Big Papa
November,
Matt,
right?
coming to you live.
I know it's
from Regal
November.
Cinema.
Yes, I will be in local Harkins Theater What's cool about this theater down here, they show movies at like 11:50. Like they have super late showings. So
Yeah, they do.
I want to be able to catch up here. I'm gonna be able to catch up.
So you can fall asleep during that movie and wake up for the next one at 10 a.m. Yes.
Deal every time. They got good recliners, everything.
It's like, oh
You
man,
know
this
the
guy's
thing
bringing his
we're doing,
sleeping bag again.
We're all sitting there with our fingers crossed, hoping that they, nothing against you and Big Papa Matt, but we're hoping you don't make it so we can just give you punishment movies that you have to watch.
That's fine. I know you guys are.
I have so many of those for you.
I've already been told by Indiana Jane that I have to watch Mamma Mia 2, so that's already on the list. So that's already gonna be
Ooh.
especially since I haven't seen Mamma Mia 1. Duh, that's only, it's gonna be great. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you really need the backstory there.
Really need to learn how we got to that island and started singing songs.
You really, really don't.
Wait, Pierce Brosnan
And how did we go again?
Was it Nick
Like,
Cage
apparently
in
here
that
we go
one?
again. How did we get there?
I don't know if Nick Cage is in there. I haven't seen it yet. So
No, but I think Meryl Streep in overall singing in a bathroom stall was.
Meryl Streep. Wow.
To be fair, Nick Cage is in every movie, even if he's just an extra.
Meryl Streep, the poor man's Bette Midler. That's all I gotta say.
In the yeah, because she's singing in the bathroom.
Whoa, let's count the
Sang in
Oscars,
the
shall we?
bathroom.
Feel free to. That was
he has midnight movies there, so he's going to watch like 7 movies in the next week.
yeah. It's gonna be a stretch, but we're gonna get really into Quest for 100, so you guys can be with us on our final stretch for the end of the year to get this damn thing done and taken care of. Honestly,
drive-in
Movie
near
Pass,
you, you can knock out, like,
Pass
3
has
at
been the
once.
biggest issue. Movie Pass has let us down so bad.
Well,
They
it's
were
even
great at the beginning of the year, and now it's nothing. It's awful.
Yeah, I thought it dropped. Like, there's like almost no movies that you can see with Movie Pass
There
anymore.
were for 2 months. The only thing it wanted me to see was Mission Impossible Fallout. I was like,
Wow.
I can't
I
see
bet-
it every time.
I bet you could see Spice World on there.
You know what? Now probably it's the only thing they're gonna ever give me for free. Now it's Price Spice.
Yeah, great great idea, but just bad business model, terrible business model.
Yeah, you can only go see midnight showings of Showgirls now.
Please let me have midnight showings of Showgirls.
To pull it back in, Turbo Max gives us another great comment in the chat room.
That would be
If
the
you're
whole
here
time
in the
theater.
chat room, you can read it. So good, come and join the show so
There-
you can read it yourself.
Yes, you should. But
There goes Max's turbo
Get your
comments,
idea.
dumbing the mood down a little bit now. We had it flowing.
if you're listening
Good
to
job,
something,
Max. Way to pull us back in, Turbo.
I think one thing that we can learn from Stan's passing is that we should really get out and support some of the guys that, while not as enigmatic as Stan or still out there on the con circuit, are still toiling away. These are often the guys you'd see Stan hanging out with behind the scenes at cons, his contemporaries and colleagues, the guys that were the purveyors of the genre who are still around, the John Burns, the Chris Claremonts, Roy Thomas, Neil Adams, Mike Grell, Bob Light, and I think he was going to keep going.
No, he now says we should talk about Showgirl.
Oh yeah,
Max knows how to segue better than anybody. What can I say?
Oh,
Bearded Desert says that you guys should switch over to AMC A-List instead of Movie Pass.
I do have to say, well, I don't have an AMC. Otherwise, I would. I have a Harkins and
are now living back in
Studio
Southern
Movie
California.
Grill.
You are back in Southern California. Don't tell me you don't have an AMC. There's an AMC around.
No, I'm
Yeah,
not gonna
there's-
go drive to Ontario for that. I want to go. Man, there's an Alamo in LA that I need to
Well,
start
you can
going.
come
to.
visit me. I'm right 5 minutes from an AMC. You can come be buddies with me, and I know we're not near the brewery, Battle Mage, but we can go hang out.
Yeah, I'm close to Battle Mage as I'm wearing the shirt. I'll hang out with you
I'm
guys.
gonna drive 2 hours.
Why are you guys sounding so sad? We're on a podcast right now. You guys are sounding so sad right now that I don't hang out enough. I'm sorry. Okay.
So now we've come to the podcast part of our podcast where we're going to talk about our feelings.
I didn't realize this was an intervention. You guys suckered me into it again.
Come talk to us more, Matt. Come talk to Before he had the excuse of I live so far away, I can't. Now he's here, and I think I hear less from him.
You guys black holed me, man. I was like 3 states away. I had this great excuse, and I got back to the Bay, and now I'm 15 minutes away. Can't get rid of you guys now.
well, 15 minutes. You said it depends on traffic. Sometimes it's 3 hours.
Hey, you know what? They did widen up the 215. If you're here from the Inland Empire, it's actually a nice ride. So
All right, I'm going to step your would you rather up a
Nice.
notch from wearing a cape or walking around with an eye patch or a cane to would you rather have your red hot sunburn scratched off or peel off fresh scabs from your entire body?
Isn't that the same?
Scabs.
Yeah,
I'm not doing the sunburn. That's rough.
Yeah.
Sunburn.
No,
no,
scabs.
Give me the scabs.
Definitely scabs. Yeah.
Scabs.
Everybody, scabs.
Sunburn.
Marley?
Just said Marley hit the sunburn.
Sunburn.
Oh God,
Having
Max in the chat room. Fresh scabs
There
for
you go,
sure. Doubles as a meal.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's
a good one. Get the box.
Yeah, no, sunburn, like, how bad is the sunburn we're talking about? Like, because I mean, like, scratching
It's
off
peeling
It's an-
off now.
Full body sunburn that it makes me shiver with pain just thinking about it.
Even the bottom of your
I mean, as one of those people who gets badly sunburned, a sunburn is a sunburn. I can live with that. Let it peel. Let it be scratched off. I've had the ones before.
Let
It peels and it gets kind of too close to the surface of the pinky. And
Yeah, but then you get
it's all bloody. But the scabs, almost guaranteed. You peel that off, it stings, and then it bleeds.
Extra
And
protein.
it's just all over again. Sunburn, it peels, and you're one step closer to being done.
No, you're not.
No, because then you still have the itchy to go through, and you can't take a
Because then you're
shower that whole
sunburned
time.
scabs, and then now you're 3 steps back where you could have been 1 step ahead. So
Jack, our producer, has given us a challenge. He says he can't really sunburn. He can't remember the last time he got a sunburn.
boo, boo, boo. I'm a cool
You
guy.
have
that
to
can.
you have to go outside during the day for that, dude.
yeah.
Yeah.
You actually have to go.
He's like, I'm only out
outside.
at night.
The nighttime is the right time.
What? He wanted a haircut. You got a haircut.
Here's a
Nah,
fun
I'm
one.
still
Would you rather share your home with a dairy cow or 2 ostriches?
Oh, cow, easily. Ostriches
Ow.
are fine.
Dude,
Cow.
I'll give you 2 reasons.
Cow.
Instant milk and future steak.
Good reasons. Good reasons.
Thank you very much.
They are just mean little buggers.
I'll take the
Oh, yeah, they
ostriches
They're not
purely
little.
for
They're
the home
friggin'
defense.
dinosaurs.
And
Did you
they
guys
run
not
around
watch
all over the
Dude, Where's
place.
My Car? Are you kidding me? Ostriches defending your home is awesome.
Doesn't mean that. No.
I'm
Just
willing
that
to.
they're in your home, not that they're defending.
They'll feed a family of 10 for like a week.
And
I'm willing to
eat
bet I'm the
way
only one
more
here that's ever been
eggs than I do
attacked by an
dairy.
ostrich. I have been
You've
attacked
actually
by
been
an
attacked
ostrich.
by an
They're
ostrich?
terrifying. Yes.
What were you, okay, were you jumping in a farm or were you like
No,
trying?
it was in Chandler, Arizona. My buddy
Pics
had.
or it didn't happen.
We were walking from his house to the bar, and he's like, "Grab a steak knife, bring it with you." I'm like, "Why?" Because one of my neighbors has ostriches, and sometimes that thing gets out. I'm like, what are you talking about? This is the suburbs of Phoenix. Yeah, ostrich charged the fence to get at me, scared the crap out of me, very nearly literally. And yeah, I carry a steak knife to the bar.
Are you sure it
Because
was the ostrich? That's usually emu country out
emu?
there. Like they do a lot of emu out
Hey.
there.
I saw ostrich races in Chandler, Arizona. It was pretty darn
Okay.
fun. They were towing
No, I've
chariots
seen-
and everything. It was pretty
I've seen
cool.
them. I just yeah.
Only in
Yeah,
Arizona.
Those things are terrifying.
Yeah, I don't like them.
See, I personally have a feud on with geese, so ostriches are like way worse for me.
Geese
All
are-
right, if you have a feud with geese, just watch A Christmas Story and imagine it's a duck and not geese and not a duck. There you go.
There you go.
At the very end at the Chinese restaurant.
Hell yeah! It's smiling at me. Oh, it's smiling. Crack.
Our producer says he was attacked by a penguin. I really want to know the circumstances behind this.
Have you ever seen
Yeah,
inside of a
penguin?
penguin's mouth? That's another terrifying thing.
Yeah.
And how big was the penguin? Was it like an emperor penguin?
Oh,
He was
Jack
at
isn't that
SeaWorld.
big of a guy, so it could have been. It could have been big.
I hope it was a Galapagos one. That was just like he saw it in Hawaii or something and it came after him.
Oh wow, Bearded Desert Rat used to have to collect
Right?
eggs from the ostrich pens and had to use a golf cart because they would chase and attack.
I believe it. I believe it.
The truck hood has a dent from one slamming its head on it.
Wow.
They're
So I
basically
think we've all stated that we want Cow.
Not
For
take
very good reasons.
They're basically feathered velociraptors.
I got a would you rather for you, Nudie Rudy, because I think you'll have fun with this one. Would you rather have a sixth finger or a third nipple?
Why not both?
The triple nipple sounds like fun.
I thought I already had one.
I don't know. It didn't work so well.
Or was that just a junior mint I saw on your chest one time?
A nubbin. Well, what did Chandler Bing call it on Friends?
Fuck his feet.
Yeah, nubbin. Yeah, it was his nubbin. and after he got it cut off, he said his jokes were never as funny. It was the source of all his powers.
Yep.
If you have 6 fingers on your hand, then you get to meet, the Man in Black, Dread Pirate Roberts.
Yeah.
The thing is,
Hey,
why are you gonna waste your mutant power on a 6th finger, man?
How you
Go with the
doing?
triple
I have
nipple.
6 fingers.
See, yeah, the problem with the 6 fingers is like, yeah, okay, fine, you get to meet Inigo Montoya, but then you have him following you around.
Yeah, trying to kill you the whole time.
You have a man saying, "Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya."
Hello. My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
And he follows you around and he doesn't stop until you're dead.
You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Dude, it is 3 a.m. Go home.
Dies and is dead.
Would you rather have one hand be stuck permanently in a boxing glove or have one finger permanently affixed in the finger position?
Boxing gloves, and I can punch people out.
Which hand?
I mean, at least then you could
Just
punch
with one hand.
Well, if you think about it, I mean, it would be cool. You could
Which
be
hand? It's
grabbing
important.
your drink and just kind of like, "Hey guys, how's it going today? What's going on, huh?"
Paul
It's
refuses
going to
his
affect my
finger.
social life.
Yeah, finger. Permanently up.
Well, it's like I have a guy that I work with, and he's talking about like how your spine gets, and he doesn't use these 2 fingers to go like how this is how your spine works. He always uses his middle fingers, and he's just like he tells the customers, "I'm not flipping you off. I'm just showing you." I'm like, why couldn't you choose to use any of the others? You're always going to use just the middle finger.
So when they don't buy, he can go ahead and remove one of them.
Big Papa Matt, you watch movies. We are going to be on a break. What movies would you recommend that we should go check out besides Hearts Beat Loud?
Ah, you beat me to it. Hearts beat all the day, all the live long damn day. Crimes of Grindelwald is really good. Went and saw a pre-show of that this week. Was fantastic. If you're a fan of the series, you'll enjoy it. The ending, kind of weird, but supposedly they're going to turn that into like a 5-movie series now, so we'll have plenty of time to figure it out.
So a whole new series, or
well, they were planning on 3, and now supposedly it's going to 5.
Okay,
so they're adding 2 more movies, possibly.
So 3 more movies. So they're doing
Yeah.
they're doing a
George R. R. Martin.
we keep adding more movies, and
Hey man, as long as Rowling is, as long as she is still the one writing them, I'm gonna be in every time. So, bring back Colin Farrell. Anyways, mid-90s, just saw that last night, was fantastic. Jonah Hill's first foray into directing and writing. I really can't recommend that enough, especially if you were a 90s skater punk kid or an early 2000s like myself. You'll really enjoy that as well. As far as that goes, man, it's going to be a quiet stretch, honestly. There is going to be a couple of movies coming out. You're going to get into kind of that holiday season where it's a lot of, rehashes, remakes. But to tell you the truth, probably one of the best films of the year that's out right now on HBO, I believe, even that I recommend to anybody that just wants to, something that's pretty heartfelt, really good, a lot of fun, is not only Hearts Beat Loud, but Love, Simon was fantastic. It might sound a little weird.
I heard really good things about that. Yeah,
was absolutely a fantastic movie.
does anybody have HBO besides Big Papa Matt?
I do.
Has anybody checked out that new Jim Carrey show? Is that any good?
That's
No, I haven't
Stars,
watched
and
it.
that is called Yeah, it stars his new. That's his new show. Yeah,
Kidding. Yeah. Because I keep seeing trailers for it like crazy, and
it's all right. It's not bad. It's pretty good. Also, new season of Great British Baking Show dropped. So, new season there as well just dropped this week. So.
I tried to watch a couple episodes. I can't stand them.
It always makes me want to go and bake something really pretty.
What you need to do is go watch if you don't want to be made to bake something pretty, go watch Nailed It. And
yes.
That's on my
totally
list.
win that show. I make great tasting food, but it looks like crap. So I could totally win it.
What you're saying, Super, is we need to try and get you onto Nailed It.
Yes, because my food and my baked goods always taste fantastic, and it looks like a toddler decorated it. But my skills do not lie in decorating, but the flavor is on point.
Okay. Well,
I'm hungry.
yeah. So, this is all a bunch of fine geek enthusiasts, nerd aficionados that love talking all things nerd, but we love taking breaks, so that's what we're going to be doing. And just wanted to let you guys know that there's other things to listen to while we're not here. Hoping that some of the personalities that you saw on here or listened to will get you to go check out those other casts. You should be looking them all up. The Comics for All podcast, the Nerd Mosh Pit podcast, the Quest for 100 podcast. Masonic, what can people look forward to when it comes to elbow drops and wrestling on the Smack Talk podcast?
Okay, hold on a sec. Wait, 5, 4,
Here it comes.
3, 2. I'm waiting for Jack to put something on. Oh, he's slacking. All right. Oh wait, there is a 5-second delay. We'll give it 5. No, I'm just kidding. Hey, Smack Talk is our newest, the newest of the group, and it's if you like wrestling, if you liked wrestling when you were in the 80s, if you just interested, watch us. We're 3. There's myself. There's Marty, Bearded Master. There's Derek, Mind Freak, and every week we're just talking about what's going on that week, and we don't necessarily. I mean, a lot of it is WWE because that's the main show, but we don't try to stick to all WWE. There's other factions out there. There's other like New Japan Wrestling and whatnot. So we're on there. We're just talking. There's a lot of stuff going on, and that's the thing about wrestling. You said earlier, there's never a break time. I mean, even after 9/11, they were literally after the next night, and so with that being said, they got one of the big ones coming up this with Survivor Series, a couple other things going on, and we're going to be still recording, and who knows, we'll probably with you guys gone try to fill in some of that rerun show time and try to get some live casts there. So if you wouldn't mind joining us, you can check us out on Twitter. We just hit the 300 mark. Yeah, rookies coming up. But feel free to join us on Twitter, like us, help us out. We're the new group, so we need a little extra bonus there. And feel free to go in there and chat it up with us if you can whenever we're live. It's fun. We're three different areas of 3 different people, 3 different genres, and yet we still put our heads together and we have a great cast.
You have 2 guys that have opinions and 1 guy that goes, I could see that. I could.
Wait. No, there's 2 guys that have opinion. The third guy just goes ahead and backs up whatever the second guy said. He doesn't really.
They're all
awesome.
3 guys. They're all 3 great guys. But if you listen to an episode, you'll hear that. You'll be like, no, you know what? I agree with that.
And the other thing, it's an interesting time in wrestling right now, anyways, with the UFC starting to have people coming over. There's everyone knows Ronda Rousey's in there. They also have Shayna Baszler, a couple of other ladies coming over, but then talks of possibly Conor McGregor making a shot or something. I mean, there's just all these guys that are possibly looking to come over. So it's just a really interesting time.
Deseret, one of your cohorts in crime on there, just said this is a tough one, as another thing that is said all the time on the cast.
Yes.
But yeah, go check them out. Check out this. The thing is, we want you guys to know that there's other podcasts out there that we do, and check them all out. Give them a listen. Give one episode a listen. See if you like it. See if it's something you want to keep enjoying, you want to keep listening to, and subscribe and drop a review and leave a comment to everybody so that they know what's going on, that you're listening and what you think of the show and things that they can get better, or tell somebody they suck or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and I'm going to go on this cast and just say right now, yes, Bearded is the brains of the operation. I will throw it out there.
Yeah, I agree.
That's coming from Brady Smurf.
Exactly. And head over to Malice Corp. And if you want to write about nerdy stuff or geeky stuff, hit us up on Malice Corp and let us know. I'd like to write an article or something. We want to expand this nerd family so we can give Nudie Rudy something to do so he can actually edit articles for us. We need stuff to be written. So yeah. So that's it. That's it. We're gonna be gone for a month and a half. Is there anything that I should I binge or watch or read while we're gone? Because that's
Librarians.
Librarians.
Anything else?
You know what? Yes, I know it looks dumb, but that show will suck you in. It is a combination of Doctor Who, Buffy,
it's Doctor Who. It's like Doctor Who
and
meets
Leverage.
meets a little bit of supernatural with the fairy tales thrown in, with Indiana Jones sprinkled on top. It's ridiculous. And then it's got Christian Kane.
great.
I mean, who doesn't love Christian Kane?
And Rebecca Romaine is the tough chick.
Yeah.
What I need a recommendation from Marley, because I like the recommendations that her and Igor come up with, because it's stuff I've never heard of before a lot of times.
Hey, before she jumps in, I'll say a Curse of Oak Island just started up their 6th season. That Curse of Oak Island's a great show to watch.
That was I think you talked about it in the past. I'll hear about it again while I'm putting together best ofs.
You know,
Yeah,
I don't have a recommendation for what to read or watch.
Oh, you
However,
told me.
if you no. However, if you want to take the time, if you haven't already played Undertale, play Undertale, because Deltarune, which is the next one, just came out recently.
Undertale?
Yeah, Undertale and Deltarune. And if you want just delightful, wonderful time, my brain is really dead right now, but there's Moonlighter, and Stardew Valley, which will suck you in with just resource management and adventuring.
Moonlighter is if Stardew Valley became a Zelda, so it's just
yes. Oh yes,
Do you like to read sci-fi fantasy?
And Jack Malice is putting together a new D&D campaign. Maybe that'll pop up here on the channel.
Yeah.
If you like sci-fi fantasy, there's a book series called Rift War. It's kind of old. A lot of people probably heard of it. It's like 30.
Max in the chat room.
Oh, Bohemian Rhapsody, by the way. You
guys
guys need to watch that as well.
Yes, I need to watch that
this weekend.
Yeah, I want to watch
Saw
that.
that with Indiana Jane. Had a phenomenal time. Rami Malek crushed that, by the way.
Yeah, Turbo. Max brings up in the chat room that I need to binge watch Mr. Robot. He's 100% correct. I watched about the first season, halfway through the first season, and then I got straight away from other stuff. I need to go back and binge watch Mr. Robot.
You know, something happened to me last night. Speaking about Freddie Mercury and stuff, is I was on YouTube checking something out, and I just watched one concert, 8-minute clip from one of the Queen's concerts in England. Next thing I know, it's 2 hours later because I've watched about 4 or 5 other ones that were 30 minutes long. It's amazing. You don't see those types of concerts anymore. You don't see stadiums filled with near hundreds of thousands of people potentially. I don't know, all singing at the same song, same time. It's just amazing watching those older videos.
You do, Ken. You just don't go to those concerts. You don't listen to the music.
I feel free. I don't know. I've seen all the concerts I've gone to, or I've been to Metallica. I've seen them fill out the stadium and stuff.
No, it's unfortunately it's a different time of music, man. Like it's just that you're right though. That music doesn't exist in that level anymore.
Yeah, sucks. I wish it did.
Okay. We'll go out with one last Would you rather? Oh wow. Okay. Would you rather drink 8 ounces of a month-old dirty aquarium water or squeeze the dirty liquid from a disgusting used sponge into your mouth?
Neither.
That's the same thing.
Neither.
I'll take the
Exact
bullet.
same thing. Yeah.
I'd take the aquarium water. Yeah.
I'd go for
What, the fish poop water?
Depends. Yeah, is there still a fish in it?
How
Dean.
how recently was the aquarium cleaned? Because I used to work at a pet store, and
month old.
This month-old.
30 days. No
month old.
Yeah.
What type of fish?
Oh my gosh.
Can
Oh
it
my
have protein
God.
powder in it?
Man-eating piranhas.
You know, that's better than goldfish aquarium water.
Giant puffer shitting fish.
Still better than goldfish. Goldfish are dirty little.
and that's how we go out.
We've established we hate ostriches, penguins, and friggin' goldfish.
Oh,
I despise goldfish.
They
do
always
not stay
die.
small. They do not stay small. They
We'll
get
be back
big.
next year, guys. We'll be back next year to talk all
I'm
things
big-
nerd. We won't do this anymore.
I'm
We'll be back
picturing when
next
you're
year, all
editing.
things goldfish.
I'm picturing when you're editing best ofs, you're gonna have like a little, freeze frame title card for each one of us. And for Marley's, it's gonna be like runs a science fair, does comics, hates goldfish.
Yep.
Let's talk about where we can follow everybody while we're gone or while you're checking out their other podcasts. Super, where can people follow you?
Follow me on Twitter at SuperHoovianNut, and then on Instagram at SuperHoovianFreak. Lots of good stuff coming up. I'll keep you entertained during the hiatus. It'll be a good time.
Mr. Zorro, what about you?
At IC Zorro on Twitter, Instagram, and PlayStation Network.
Nudie Rudy.
follow me, Nudie Rudy, on Instagram and Twitter. Yeah, filthy goldfish must die.
Mm-hmm.
Masonic Vader.
You can follow me at Masonic Vader on Twitter, Masonic Vader 71 PlayStation. And feel free to check out the cast like we mentioned earlier, because in about a week and a half, you're going to get shocked by a change in appearance.
Yeah, definitely
Yes.
check it out just for the look of the season from Masonic Vader. Season's greetings. Marley, Nick, where can we find I'm like trying to figure out where everybody's heads are at.
Yeah, I can
Raider-
confuse Nick with Marley. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, we're totally the same.
Jeez.
Definitely.
Raider0314 on Twitter and PlayStation Network.
And Marley, where can we follow you?
At Marley and the Cricket on Twitter. That's the best place to find story time.
Story time.
Yeah,
with
comics
Marley.
for all.
Nice. And then I was going to skip past him just because it would be fun to do it, but I'm not going to because we care about him way too much. The Big Papa Matt, give us your list. Where's all the places that we can follow you?
So most of them are listed on this right here in front of us, right there. So at Nerd Mosh Pit, I'd follow myself and Nick and Kenny. A fantastic show that we love doing, getting together, chatting a little bit as well. Also, Quest for Movies, man, that one's really gonna be popping off here really soon. Me and Beacon are making our last push here for 100 films, so definitely check that out as well. And then Comics for All, you can follow us at All for Comics. We are really doing a lot of great things. Marley, Pete, Max, we're getting some great articles together. We're doing a lot more reviews. We've actually been having some amazing interactions with people on our Twitter feed right now, where we are getting a lot of pre-release stuff. We've actually been able to review quite a few comics before releases. So some really, really cool info for you guys to check out, to see some really exclusive stuff as well. That's been a lot of fun to partake in as well. And shout out to Pete, who wasn't able to make it, unfortunately. But also Ali is going to be helping us. We are going to be launching a brand new Instagram and be doing some comic book reviews on that as well. So definitely check out at All for Comics on Twitter and Instagram. And then you can follow me personally at the Big Papa Matt on Twitter, Son of Maku here on Twitch or on PlayStation Network. If you want to hang out, have some fun, and if you hit me up on any of those, we can swap some Nintendo IDs and we'll play some Mario Kart, some Mario Party, or like I said, December 7th, we'll get down on some Smash Brothers.
Nice.
Can I just say I miss Big Papa Matt, man? Get on the show more, buddy.
Hey, I'm finally moved. I'm settled, man. You guys see the new Son of Maku Studios right here, man. We're gonna be
right next to me, right over here on the other side.
Yeah,
of the room,
dude,
buddy.
we're right over. If they only knew that it's like right here through this wall, they could only hear what was going on.
Yeah.
Jack misses Igor.
Give each other a high five.
We all wish the Igor was here. Unfortunately, he had situations where he couldn't be. And I think we all have pretty much made it established that we missed Beacon. Beacon needs to come back and be on to some type of cast with us again. We need him back.
Chewy!
If you can, tweet at MaliceCast how much you miss Beacon and how much he should come back for season 3 and be on the show. If you guys want to follow me, head over to Twitter at @mest_MaliceCorp or look me up on YouTube at Geek Guidepost or on Twitter at Geek Guidepost or head over to malice-corp.com. Listen to all the podcasts we have. Check out our information that we have going on over there. And if you guys really want to help us out, you want to support us, you want to help us get better content on here, get better things going on here, make sure to do one of two things. If you're going to be shopping on Amazon, go to Malice-Corp first, click on the Amazon link and purchase your stuff. We get a little bit help from that. But a big one is if you have Amazon Prime, make sure to click that button up above that lets you subscribe to Twitch, to the channel. You get a free subscription every 30 days that you can give to a channel. And it helps us out immensely, and we greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it. Beacon did it earlier on the cast. We thank him. I think Sanamaku did it too. I can't remember. I don't remember if I saw that.
Damn right I did.
Damn right he did. Yeah. So, yeah. Thank you guys for supporting us. Thank you for being geek enthusiasts. Thank you for being nerd aficionados. Thank you for being here for a year and a half. We're gonna go on to 2 years. Starting in January, we're going to hit that third season. We will be back. But me and IC Zoro and Mrs. Mouse, who couldn't be here on the cast, will be still here on Mondays, 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for the next few weeks, for the last few episodes of The Walking Dead before it takes its season break. So join us here on Twitch for The Walking Dead reaction and review podcast. It was a fun one last Monday. We tried a new setup, and I think you guys will enjoy it if you come and join us on it. So with that, as I always say, keep nerding on. We will see you in a few weeks, and enjoy your holidays. Thanks, guys, for joining us.
Oh!